And I don't mean just thinking positive thoughts, though that's a part of it. Trust me, that is. I'm talking about a deep, intentional shift in how we see ourselves and our potential. This is Girl Take Note, a podcast for women who are looking to turn their dreams into reality. Welcome back to another episode of Girl Take Note, where we empower women to live bold, fearlessly, and purpose-driven lives, where they turn their passions into profits. And I'm your host, Shaunie Sanders, and today we're going to talk about one of the most important topics on the journey to success, and that is your mindset. And so I decided to talk about this particular episode, or this particular topic, that is because I'm on this journey of really training my mindset, because the mind is truly one of the hardest things for us to change. And as entrepreneurs, as people, as women, or whoever, our mindset controls everything we do. What we think about ourselves, what we think, what we feed ourselves in the morning, what we feed ourselves at night, the conversations we have, everything affects our mindset, whether you believe it or not, subconsciously or consciously, right? It affects our mindset. And so let me ask you a question. Have you ever found yourself doubting your abilities, questioning if you're good enough to pursue that big dream or goal? And if you're nodding right now, I want you to know that you're not alone. Trust me, we've all been there, including me, where I told you guys about my layoff and how my self-doubt really played a part. Because self-doubt is like that unwanted guest that shows up anyway, uninvited. You know what I'm saying? Right when you're about to step into your greatness. But here's the thing. And I'm going to tell you about this, sis. You are stronger than your doubts. And today I'm going to show you how to exactly conquer them and move on towards your goals with confidence and some clarity. I think that's what we're all trying to do here, is move on and be able to have confidence and some clarity on the things that happen in our life, in our businesses, in our everyday, in order so we can really have that success and live that life that we want, or design that life that we truly want to live, because that's the journey I'm on. That is truly the journey I am on, which is why I want to talk about this. And I think it's probably also because I'm going to have more conversations around mindset. Because like I said, no matter what we do, everything comes down to our mindset, what we believe for ourselves, what we believe we want for ourselves, what we believe our businesses will generate, what we believe our relationships will amount to. It's about what you think about them. And what you think about them and what you say about them manifests itself right into fruition. So today, I want you to go ahead and grab your notebook, because we're about to unpack some real strategies for mindset mastery. And I don't want you to miss a thing. So I want you to make sure you got your notebook ready, and let's start writing this stuff down, because this is what I'm learning and I'm in this training to do. And so as I get the knowledge, I want to share it. And because, I don't gatekeep over here. So I want to share the knowledge, because mindset is so important. It's such an important process of just the life we live in, the world we live in, the information we consume, the types of conversations we have. It's such an important topic that it needs to be talked about so much more. And like I said, I'm just on this journey. Like, I'm doing this 75 hard, and it's been challenging. Like, I fell off a few times and I'm back on it. But the mindset, because doubt creeps in, because not feeling your best creeps in, right? Thinking that you're never going to reach this goal. All that stuff creeps in, and it contributes to you not achieving what you really want to achieve. So first, I want us to start with understanding self-doubt, because, girl, knowledge is power, right? Self-doubt is that internal voice telling you that you're not good enough, smart enough, or capable enough. It's that sneaky inner critic that allows you to make second guess yourself, right? It just make you second guess yourself. And we often feel like we're alone in these thoughts, but let me assure you, even the most successful people have faced self-doubt at some point in their lives. We're not alone. But I feel like the key difference between them and everyone else is that they don't let it stop them. Instead, they learn to challenge it, to reframe their thinking, and to keep pushing forward, because what else you have to do? So self-doubt really creeped up for me also when I lost my job, because I told you guys before, I lost my job. I was in this really great position, working with this really great company, making a really high 6-figure salary. And when I got laid off, that shook my confidence. looking for work and stuff like that shook my confidence, not believing enough in myself, saying, can I really make this podcast something? Can I turn this podcast into something? Can I really generate income from this podcast? Should I even be doing this podcast? Do people really want to hear from me? Just me doubting myself, being that one, I'm already doing the podcast. I've already had great guests on the show. So why am I doubting myself now? Why am I thinking that I'm not good enough, that I can't measure up to these big successful podcasters that are out there when I shouldn't even be comparing myself to them to begin with? And so self-doubt is that inner thought. And what it is truly is your subconscious. We will wake up and have such a great attitude and say, I don't know about you guys, but I'm being 100% transparent here. Because for me, I will wake up and I will say, you know what? Today's going to be a great day. I'm going to be so productive today. I'm going to get so much done. And then that little voice comes in and say, girl, really? What you really getting up for? You don't have a job. You don't have no money coming in. Things are not generating like you wanted to. You're really just going to sit here and really doubt every step you make. That's that little thought that comes into my mind that makes me say, ugh. And I told you guys about the book I read called The Power of Positive Thinking. That book really helps you combat that inner thought, right? That it makes you understand that your conscious and your subconscious needs to be on the same page. So you need to tell your subconscious, look, we got to get on the same page here because it's me and you here. It can't be me and you against each other. You know what I mean? So it really does start with understanding where it come from and why is it showing its little ugly head, right? It comes from that doubt. It comes from that imposter syndrome that we don't feel like we're good enough. We don't feel like we have the accolades. But I realized that I am good enough and I do have what it takes to make this work. It really comes down to me, but that fighting that mindset, fighting that doubt is a fight, is a daily fight. It's a minute by minute, a second by second type of fight. Because any second, any negative thought can come into your mind and you just switches and everything changes. The whole day just kind of goes off rails because you thought things wasn't going to work out. And guess what? Things didn't work out. So we got to understand the power of our mind, the power of what we say, of what we think. And like I said, I'm so guilty of it. I'm learning this. This is why I'm doing this episode, because I'm learning this and I'm sharing the information I'm learning because I know I'm not the only one that feels this way. I know, especially being an entrepreneur, I'm not the only one that feels like, I don't even know if this shit gonna work, right? I know I'm not the only one that feels like I'm working and I'm working towards it and I'm still fighting, I'm still in it, but I'm not seeing anything really change. Because we're always also looking for that drastic thing to happen, right? That really says, okay, this is actually working. When honestly, it's the small things that we do. Getting up every day and putting it in the work is truly what matters. And so this is why now we have to understand why self-doubt kind of holds us back. You know, why does self-doubt have such a stronghold on us? And one word of it is fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of success even. It all plays into the limiting beliefs that we are somehow not worthy of achieving our dreams. And let me tell you, that fear can be paralyzing. But I really, I heard Mel Robbins say this before, that our thoughts, we're so afraid of the things that have not happened already, right? That's where fear comes into play. We've already determined that this is what's going to happen before it even happens. So the mere thought of your future put fear into us. And it's a future that we've already designed in our minds. We've already spoke of that. Okay, this is how it's going to happen. This is what's going to happen. When honestly, it hasn't even happened. And so being able to conquer that type of mindset, that's where the true shift comes. Being able to know that, okay, it's like, that your bill is coming up that you have to pay, right? Let me give you a more easy example. Where your light bill, every month you get a light bill, it's due. But because now it's almost due, it's going to be due next month. You're already said to yourself, I don't know how I'm going to get the money to pay this bill next month. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm not going to be able to pay this bill when it's not even due yet. But you've already condemned yourself and said that you're not going to be able to pay it. That's what it is. That's that limiting belief. That's what the mindset does to us. That's what it does. And it makes us speak these things into existence. And then what we speak into existence, no matter what you believe, manifests itself in your life. It manifests itself. But here's the thing. And I want you to know, fear is just a story we tell ourselves. It's not fact. And like any story, we have the power to rewrite it. And so I think that's so important. I thought that was such a key statement, that fear is just a story we tell ourselves that has not even happened yet. And as I sit here and I talk about this, and when you say it out loud, it sounds so stupid. It's like, why am I doing this to myself? Why am I allowing myself to be afraid of something that never even happened? Why am I allowing myself to be afraid of something that's not even here? That's not even here. It's like, it's amazing that we actually do this to ourselves. We get so afraid of something that we believe is going to happen, but has not happened, but we just know that it's going to happen. We know he's going to break up with us. We know we're not going to get that job. We know we're not going to get the interview. We know we're not going to get the promotion. We know we're not going to get the funding for our business. For whatever reason, we already convinced ourselves of. And so what happens? It doesn't happen. It happens exactly according to what you believe. I'm a very spiritual person, so I believe in the Bible. I trust in God. And so what I know is that you are a product of what you believe. You are blessed according to your beliefs. And so if you believe that you're not going to get it, and that you're not going to make it, and that it's not going to work out for you, then that's exactly what's going to happen to you. Manifestation is something that is real. And I also, I'm going to start doing a lot more episodes on manifestation, because I believe it's something that we all need to learn and really practice. But also is that we see it happen in people's lives all the time. But yet we don't believe it can happen for us. It can happen for them, but it can happen for me. And I'm just in a place in my life, and I don't know about you guys, but I'm in a place in my life where I don't want to live in that limiting belief anymore. I don't want to live in that fixed mindset anymore. I want to live in a space where I know it's going to happen for me. I'm just as good as anybody else. My podcast is just as good as the next person. I don't care who they are. So let's talk about how we flip the script and move from self-doubt to confidence, because that's really what it's about. And one of those first steps in overcoming self-doubt I've been learning is mastering your mindset. And I don't mean just thinking positive thoughts, though that's a part of it. Trust me, that is. I'm talking about a deep, intentional shift in how we see ourselves and our potential. That's what really matters. We can think it, we can try to think positive thoughts, but it also has to be some intentional things done. So here's one powerful technique that I learned and that I'm going to start practicing. And I want to see if you guys can, join me in this too. And it worked for a lot of people. And it says catch and challenge those negative thoughts. Catch them when they come, when they start. You want to catch them, right? You don't want them to fester. You want to attack them right away. And you want to challenge those negative thoughts. When that voice in your head says, I can't do this, stop and ask yourself, is that really true? What evidence do I have to support that I can't do it? And 9 times out of 10, you're going to realize that those darts aren't based on reality. They're based on fear. They're just based on fear. So we have to challenge those negative thoughts. And I know sometimes it might be scary to even challenge the negative thoughts. You know what I find so crazy is that saying that says, think the worst, but expect the best. Right? But why should I think that this is going to turn out the worst, but I should expect the best? I should think the best and expect the best. That statement alone is so limiting in our beliefs that it tells us, don't think it's going to work out for you, right? Don't think it's going to work out for you, but be surprised when it does work out. Don't believe it's going to work out. Just be surprised when it works out. And I don't want to live like that. I want to know that it's going to work out. And I want to be surprised in terms of how it works out. right? I want to expect it to work out and be surprised at the outcome. I don't want to think it's not going to work out. Don't think about it positively. No, I want to think about it positively. That's how we shift. That's how we intentionally shift our lives into more of a positive mindset, a growth mindset, especially if you're an entrepreneur. It's like if you're sitting here thinking that, oh, nothing's going to work out for you, then it's not going to work out for you. And I'm in that battle, like I got my hand up. I'm in that battle, okay? I'm in that battle of just like fighting that good versus evil of thoughts, right? Those good and bad thoughts. Like I'm in that battle of shifting and saying, no, no, no. It does not matter what it looks like to me or anyone else. This is going to work out because this is a God-guided idea, right? This is something God gave me. So this is going to work out. And that's what I have to believe. Why should I not believe it's going to work out? What reason do I have for it not working out? And so next, you want to visualize your success. So what does it look like when you achieve your goals? How do you feel? Right? Visualization is a proven way to trick your brain into believing the possibility of success. And when you believe it, you start to act like it. When you believe it, you start to act like it. So visualization is important. And let me tell you, because I've been listening to my audiobook, and I don't know if you guys know, I'm an audiobook kind of girl. So because I listened to the audiobook of The Power of Positive Thinking, visualization is the first thing you should do in the morning. Before you hop on social media, before you grab that phone to hop on social media, any moms out there, any parents out there, before you jump up and start getting the kids together and get yourself together, get out the door, the first thing you should do is do some type of visualization before you even open your eyes. And you know that time where you're feeling like you're waking up, but before you open your eyes, visualize what you want your day to look like. Visualize how you want the day to go for you. Visualize your life. I'm a big person on visualization, but it's never was something that I put into practice on a daily basis. And now I'm on a intentional daily basis to take time before I wake up in the morning to visualize how I want my day to go. Visualize how I want things to work out. And that's what I've been practicing. And it's practice, right? I'm not saying it happens for me every time, but it's a practice that I have to continue to do because, like I said, fighting your mindset and change your mindset is a minute, second by second type of thing. Second by second, minute by minute, hour by hour, day by day type of thing, because things come at you throughout the day. You're facing so many different challenges, so many different things you have to deal with throughout the day that it makes it hard to really be positive. Which is why we have to fight so hard for it. We have to fight so hard for it. We have to build up this resilience of not letting what we see around us like truly affect us. We really have to fight through it. And I'm just in that place in my life where I see myself looking and feeling different. Like I see it. I visually can see it. I can touch it. I can taste it almost. Which is why I'm like, I'm getting closer to 50. I'll be 50 in January. And I'm saying to myself, right now we're in the month of September. And I want my next 50 years to be my best 50 years. But because I said that, now my brother, when I said it to one of my brothers, they challenged me and said, well, what does that look like for you? So now I'm in this place of like visualizing what those next 50 years look like for me. What kind of shape am I in, right? Where would I be living? Down to what my hair looks like? That's how detailed I am into visualizing what my life will look like from here. And I think it's okay for all of us to do that and not be afraid to think something really grand for yourself because you deserve it. You deserve it. So being able to adopt this mindset is about routines. So let's talk about routines. One of the best ways to boost your confidence and crush self-doubt is by creating daily habits that reinforce your worth and your abilities, right? Your worth and your abilities. That's what we have to do. That's why I told you it's a day by day kind of thing, second by second, minute by minute. And here are a few personal go-tos. First, start your day with your positive affirmations. And I know people said this before about affirmations, but I'm telling you guys, it works. Being able to wake up and start with your positive affirmations really put your mindset different. I wake up, mine is more biblical related. So I wake up and say, I could do all things through Christ who strengthens me. If God is for me, who dare be against me? I say each of those 10 times. And yes, Trust me, sis, you need to talk to yourself. Don't worry about talking to yourself. We all do it sometime because you have to remind yourself of your strengths and your talents and your resilience. So you could try even if you don't, like if you're not a bigable person, like I'm not saying everybody is Christian or whatever, but you could try something simple like I'm worthy of success, or I have everything I need to achieve my goals, right? These are just little phrases that might seem simple, but over time, they retain your brain and you start to think positively. Like you really do. Your brain start to retain them and your brain begin to, not only when your brain retains them, then you begin to act accordingly to them. I've seen so many people talk about money, right? Since going through the layoff, in full transparency, I feel like financially I wasn't ready for a layoff, right? I don't think nobody is. But I didn't have enough saved. I didn't have enough ready to go. And I felt like I suffered financially because of it. And so I've been watching a lot of people talk about like money mindset and manifestation in terms of like how money is just attracted to them. And I always get so amazed when I hear people say, oh, money is so attracted to me. Me and money are in such a great relationship together that it just finds me wherever I'm at. I don't necessarily have to seek it. It just finds me, right? And when I hear this, I'm so amazed by those people who can just say, yeah, I just attract money so easily. Money flows easily and excessively to me. And I want to be one of those people who say that. And I'm going to be, and I am. You see, when it comes to the words that we choose to, we speak, I am one of those people where money is going to be flowing to me easily. So say what you want about affirmations. This shit works. And so being able to change your mindset and being able to get past this self-doubt and move past it and being able to achieve your greatness and live in your greatness and design the life you want, you should incorporate some affirmations. People saying it because simply it really does work. And I know you're probably like, girl, listen, sis, I don't want to hear it no more, but I'm here to tell you, I'm going to say it to you anyway, because you need to hear it again because it works. Just give it a shot. Try it and see how your mind begin to change. Now, second, and I talk about this a lot too, you want to set small, achievable goals. I know that we all have our big goals that we want to achieve in our life, but sometimes when we have such a big goal and we're just working towards that big goal, we tend to be disappointed when we don't achieve it. But if we have a big goal and we set small, achievable ones in the midst of that leads up to that big goal, then that's where the real flex is. That's where the real success comes from. That's where the real joy comes from. Because nothing builds confidence like success. So if you want to set yourself up for a series of wins, each time you hit one of those mini goals, your confidence gets a boost. And that momentum will carry you forward towards your bigger goals. And that's exactly how it happens. And that's why we really have to know that setting those small goals for ourselves, it's okay. Yes, we have this big goal where the big goals are, I want to change my life. But then you have to ask yourself, okay, in changing my life, then what does that look like? What small things can I do daily to change my life? And when you're able to check off things that you do daily, and one of those things could be, you know what, I just want to wake up early. And you start waking up early. Another goal be like, I want to wake up. Now that I wake up early, I actually want to maybe work out. And you start checking that off your list. And then you start seeing these little things that you're accomplishing and you start feeling really good about yourself. You start feeling real confident. And that's why it does help to set small, achievable goals, because you can check those little things off your list. And then you're at a place where, you know what, I actually built this life that I like. I'm in this routine now, and it really helps me change my life. And then also third, you want to surround yourself with the right people. And this is probably one of the biggest things, right? When it comes to combating self-doubt, building a successful business, or redefining who you are as a person, building a different life for yourself, designing your life, right? If you're constantly around negative energy, and energy is so important. And I never used to think like this. I just want you guys to know, I never really believed in the whole, energy, like whatever. No, energy is important. Being around negative people, negative energy, people who doubt or question your goals, it's going to feed your self-doubt. It really does. If they tell you, girl, don't nobody able to do that, you're going to start thinking, you know what, well, maybe she's right. Maybe I can't do it. No, You need a circle that uplifts and supports and believes in you, even on the days you don't believe in yourself. You need those people around you that are going to be able to root for you. You need those people around you that's going to be able, like, girl, you got this. You doing it. You doing better than most people. If you consistently are around people who look at you trying to do something, especially when you're an entrepreneur, if you look at someone, if they're looking at you as like, girl, you trying to start this business, ain't nobody starting no business. The market is bad. Where you gonna get the money from? When you're around people that does that, it begins to seep into your subconscious and it begins to make you doubt yourself. And then that doubt becomes stronger. And then that doubt turns into fear. And then the next thing you know, you're not taking no steps simply because you listened to someone who told you that you couldn't do it. All because they couldn't. It's one of the biggest parts of building self-doubt is the people you attach yourself to. And sometimes that means even family members. You got to not share and just like keep people at arm's distance simply because you're trying to achieve something that they just don't understand. And so I really hope that these different strategies that we talked about today kind of really helps you get on a road to really building self-confidence and fighting that self-doubt whenever it kind of creeps up. So let's kind of recap about today's gems there, because I know we covered a lot. And first thing is that you want to recognize self-doubt is rooted in fear, but it's a story that we can rewrite, right? It's a story that you can kind of retell. You don't have to, it's not set in stone. Like, this is what's so funny about self-doubt is written in pencil, not in ink, because you can erase it and rewrite it. And that's what we need to remember. So remember that it's based all in fear. And if you could change that from fear to positiveness, positivity, then guess what? Then you're going to be able to move past that. And then second, you want to challenge those negative thoughts and replace them with empowering beliefs. Replace them with things like, no, I can do this. Although your subconscious is like, oh, you're not going to do this. Yes, I can. I can do it. Watch me. Watch me work. Watch what I do today. And then you want to visualize your success and act as if it's already happening, right? You gotta act like you're doing it before you even get it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm right now here doing my podcast, acting like, listen, I'm one of the biggest podcasters here before it happens. I have to believe it. I have to believe in myself, and I have to believe that about myself. And I do. I believe I have exactly what it takes to be on the same level as the Joe Rogans, the Mel Robbins, all these other big podcasters, right? There's space for me here. And lastly, you want to create a daily routine that boosts your confidence, from affirmations to setting those small goals and surrounding yourself with positive people. You have to remember that. Surround yourself with positive people. Set those goals. Create this routine for yourself. And I'm telling you, once you begin to see yourself make those small changes, everything builds from there. Your confidence really does build. And that's what I love about it. And I'm all about routines. And like I said, I'm on 75 hard. I've been going at it. I have fell off of it simply because my mind gets to me and I'm still pushing through my mindset, listening to books, visualizing, and I'm jumping back in hard. So mindset mastery is about consistency. You're not going to wake up tomorrow and completely feel like free of self-doubt. But each day you can work on your mindset. You're moving closer to that version of yourself who is unstoppable, who achieves her goals, who knows her self-worth. That's what you can do. It's daily steps. Take these daily steps and know that no matter what you face throughout your day, you can push past those. The fear is going to always creep up and you have to combat that fear with positive things. Don't forget to ask yourself the question, is this really happening? Is it really this way? How do we know this is going to happen? Because when that fear creeps up and tell you, oh, you're not going to make it. How do you know that? What has happened that showed you that you wasn't? Challenge that negative thought. Don't be afraid to challenge yourself because that's you thinking that thought. So before we wrap up, I want to hear from you. What's one goal you've been putting off because of self-doubt? I want you to send me a message on Instagram at Take No Girl Pod, and let's chat about how we can crush that doubt together. And if you found value in today's episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave us a review, and share it with a friend who may need some encouragement today. You never know, right? You never know whose life you might be able to impact. But I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in. And remember, sis, you have everything it takes to achieve your goals. So until next time, keep pushing forward and take note of the greatness inside of you. I'm Shaunie Sanders, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.